You can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, on
Good
this
afternoon.
cold and snowy day in New York, in the Northeast, in the Mid-Atlantic, and in the South too, because
Yes,
my folk in Virginia have snow too.
yes.
But thank God we're here and everyone is well. And
Grateful.
at least we're able to join together on this platform and just briefly meet. I wanted to talk about service because this is the month of Martin Luther King's birthday, and he was a champion of service, and he really believed that together we could accomplish a lot. And he accomplished a lot in his lifetime together with people that were around him and people who volunteered and who saw needs in the community and decided to step up and do something about it. And in particular, this is important to Relume Foundation because this represents the spirit of what Dr. King was embodying in that Relume Foundation saw needs in the community and decided to step up and address those needs. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what it means to volunteer, what it means to see a need and to address that need, and then also how we can what we can do as people, what we can do. So let me see if I can go to the next slide. Uh, okay. All right. So let me also see if I can get rid of this so I can see. Okay. So volunteerism, at its core, embodies a spirit of selflessness and community service. It's a cornerstone of civil society, driven by individuals who willingly contribute their time, skills, and resources to support the causes they believe in. Volunteerism stands out as a cornerstone in the foundation of modern nonprofits. It represents more than just community service, it is a commitment to making a tangible difference in the world. So, this is a good definition of what it means to be involved in service. So it means that you see something, you put yourself um, in a position of selflessness where you can help, you contribute your time and your skills and your resources to support the causes that you see that are worthy. And this is necessary for us to survive as a civil society, in that we do better together than separately. So it says volunteers are an invaluable res are invaluable resources for communities and nonprofits. So they provide essential support with fundraising efforts, program delivery, advocacy work, and outreach. And in this slide, it says Mahatma Gandhi famously said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." So it's a powerful source for change, not only um, transforming a community, but transforming yourself and transforming a society. If we didn't have the work of Martin Luther King, we as people of color might not be in certain places that we are now. It's because of his dedication and because he saw a need and he gathered people together to address that need and to place force where the need should be changed, that we are where we are now. The way society was set up back in the day when Martin Luther King, there was a great separation of the races. And um, without him being able to point out where those separations were economically, morally, um, spiritually, if he wasn't able to point out those differences, the collective effort of people, because it wasn't only people of color that effected the change that Martin Luther King wanted, but it was all people gathering together, people of who were white, people who were black, people who were of all different races, all different cultural backgrounds, all different religious beliefs. And if they didn't come together, we might not have been able to effect change in this nation. So it says here, it fosters social cohesion by bringing people together across diverse backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences. It promotes a sense of purpose, belonging, and connection within the community. So it says it empowers individuals to take action and to make a difference in their communities. It contributes to building resilient communities capable of overcoming adversity and bouncing back from challenges. It promotes civic engagement by encouraging individuals to participate actively in the democratic process and contribute to the common good. So, Martin Luther King was really involved in social inequality and injustice, as well as other leaders from the past, like Malcolm X and just Jesse Jackson, and we could name a whole bunch of people who were critical in pointing out inequalities and injustices and raising awareness amongst all people so that we could come together and say, you know what, this doesn't work for us as as a society, and we need to make changes. So, um, so how does volunteerism strengthen communities? So it provides for unmet needs. So volunteers play a crucial role in addressing unmet needs within communities. They step up to fill gaps in services, provide assistance to vulnerable populations, and support community organizations and nonprofits. And what comes to my mind in reading this is how Relume stepped up during the COVID pandemic and brought services and um, filled in gaps in the unmet needs within our community. So we were able to obtain test kits. For example, we were able to obtain masks. We were able to obtain vaccinations when they were available. And we were able to bring that to our community because it was an unmet need. There were gaps in the services within our community. And if those of you who were here back then remember that on a weekly basis, we used to show those gaps. We used to show that the slides where it was telling us that our community was behind in terms of vaccinations. Our community had high rates of COVID transmission. Our communities had high hospitalizations. And because we stepped up to the plate and we volunteered, we were able to address those unmet needs in the community and reduce those numbers to where it was manageable. So, and then it says here also that strengthening social connection. So volunteering fosters social connections and strengthens community bonds. So when we gathered like that, we were able to meet different groups within our community that have a similar purpose and a similar mind, a common purpose. And so we were able to expand our our group of people. We weren't just limited to ourselves, but we met other organizations who had similar purposes, and then it created a larger group of people with similar social connections, so that, like a network, so that when other things arise, then we have a network of people that we can call on because we know that they have a common purpose and a sense of unity within our community. So it this next slide shows us that it promotes empowerment and resilience. So because of these networks that we've built, we were able to go further. And so now we have programs like the MAC program, for example, which is a mentorship program for immigrants and for people who are struggling to integrate themselves into American culture. And we also inspired community engagement because we have volunteers among us that who in the past may not have been involved in volunteerism, but because they saw the impact of what we were doing, it inspired them to get involved themselves. And I know a number of you that are on this platform are involved, are volunteers, and in different aspects of our community. And so that makes us stronger together. So it says this next slide, volunteering has a direct impact on community health and well-being. So we talked about how we were able to get COVID vaccines to our community, how we were able to get test kits, how we were able to get masks, how we were able to get education, and then that led to other areas like hypertension, and we were able to get blood pressure machines to our community and other resources, food. For example, we were able to bring um, food to some of the areas, like in the MAC program, food to some of the uh, children and teenagers, young adults who may be struggling with a meal, a hot meal at home, but we were able to bring that to them because of the network that we've created. And so then the next part of this slide is we create a culture of service. So once you've volunteered and you reap the personal reward of what it means to volunteer, and you see your impact on people that are within your community, then it becomes easier to volunteer and it feels normal to volunteer, and you create this sense of responsibility for your community, not just for yourself, but for your community. And so you're able then to really join together and affect changes for the community as a large. So, um, without volunteers, we would not be able to survive. All right. It says volunteers are the unsung heroes of the nonprofit world, providing invaluable support, dedication, and passion. Volunteerism um, is uh, is unpaid service, but your your volunteerism brings your skill set, your knowledge set, your labor to an area that is self-fulfilling and just helps you to become a better person. Um, it just is a way that you can feel good about yourself, good about others, good about your community. So, for when you volunteer, for example, with Relume Foundation, we try to help you become the best volunteer that you can be. So we have online platforms that we use that you can volunteer in different areas depending on your skill set. Like some folks are very good at social media, and so they volunteer on in that aspect. Some folks are very good at organizing community events, and so we can utilize their skills in that area. Some folks are good at effecting partnerships with other organizations, and so we can utilize them in that area. So, um, one thing that we want to communicate at Relume Foundation is that we do have volunteer opportunities in all of these different areas. So you shouldn't feel like, all right, they're doing all of this stuff, but I I don't have any skill set in any of those areas. That's you should not feel like that because we will find your best skill set and help you to develop in that area. And who knows, sometimes by developing your skill set and your strength in a particular area, it can lead to employment because I've seen many a resume where people have volunteered for organizations and volunteered in different areas, and it's led to meaningful, gainful employment because that counts as experience. So, the other thing that we keep talking about is joining with other organizations, other partnerships in other networks, other nonprofits that also have volunteers, and we can overlap our services and work together to strengthen ourselves and to widen our network of people who we're able to really serve. So, we do provide some training. We clearly define volunteer roles and responsibilities and expectations. Um, and then we really like to recognize and appreciate our volunteers. We know that your labor, the workman is worthy of his labor. And in all aspects, we want to just recognize what you do, how you do it, the time that you spend, and just we're grateful for the time that you spend, the opportunities that you give us, the skill set that you bring to us. A lot of you that volunteer on this platform have work experience that you bring to the table, and you help us in all of those ways because of the experience that you have at work. Next slide, let's see. So, um, as we reflect on volunteerism, we recognize the numerous individuals who dedicate their time, their skills, their resources to making a difference. And little becomes much when you yield it to the master's touch. So don't think that I don't have anything that I can give. Your little becomes much when you yield it to the master's touch. So just know that don't downplay yourself, don't downplay your efforts, don't downplay what you can do. It just can be multiplied, it yields a lot, and you bring to the table yourself, which is the most important thing that you can do. You bring yourself to the community, you bring yourself to the organization, you bring yourself to people who are in need, and that's really important. And the last part here, it says, whether through direct service, advocacy, community building, each volunteer plays a valuable role in creating a brighter and more compassionate future for generations to come. So, and I think that is the end of that. And I would like to invite everyone to have a discussion. Let's talk about volunteerism, what it means to you. How have you volunteered in the past? What can you do? What are you thinking about that you can do to volunteer now? How can you help? How can you, um, do you see something in the community that you want to just, put your 2 cents into and just really help us as we go through everything together. Just open up the floor. Anybody can jump in, please. I don't want to be the only one talking.
Well, I'm going to start, but I'm not putting on my camera because I'm not camera ready. But anyway,
Okay.
for me, I enjoy volunteering. It gives me such great pleasure in doing it. I remember when we were in New York, I would go on Wednesdays to volunteer at a soup kitchen, and just
Yes.
being able to say, "Good morning, how are you?" to the
Yes.
people, that gave me such great pleasure in doing that. And
Yes.
and that wasn't, and that's not the only places that I volunteered.
Mm-hmm.
Also, now that I'm here in North Carolina, there's this woman who oversees missionary, like at Christmas time or even right after they had the storm up in the mountains.
Yes.
We went up and we were able to serve the people by giving out, well, we did the Christmas Dream Christmas, and that was really good for me just to serve, the children and the families. And then even when we did one where we were giving out diapers and such like that. And these are people that are less fortunate than us.
Yes.
When you see the living condition and just know that you're able to serve them
Yes.
and just hear them saying, thank you.
Yes.
And even to serve the homeless, getting up early out of your bed on a Saturday morning, going to serve them breakfast.
Yes.
And some of them, well, the majority, especially the men, some of them come still have alcohol on their breath, they're filthy, whatever. But
Yes.
just to serve them, and then you hear they say, thank you. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you. That for me gives me great, great pleasure in
Yes.
serving. And so volunteering, I enjoy doing it immensely because I think it is extremely rewarding.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Miriam Hunt, I see
Yes,
your hand raised.
thank you. I wanted to add to the sentiments that have already been shared. Volunteering for me is important because it keeps me in tune with the pulse of what's going on in society. I know the Bible talks about how the poor will always be among you. And I think sometimes that goes over our heads a bit, that we know that they are among us, but what are we doing to be the hands and feet of Jesus? And so, either through church or my job or even things I just find independently, it's really, really important. I grew up like that. I grew up seeing my mom work in the food pantry at the church to make sure people
Yes.
had, food, that were dealing with food insecurity. So that's a passion of mine. Like, alleviation efforts around food insecurity, especially in the times we're living in with inflation,
Yes.
is just really, really important that we find somewhere to put our hands to the plow, because the needs, they never stop. They increase
Yes.
over
Yes.
time. So I just wanted to say that.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. Anyone else? Come on. There's a whole group of folk here that have a
Mhm.
lot of experience. Share your experiences.
Well,
No,
uh,
Yes.
okay.
can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Uh, I like to volunteer because I feel like giving back is something that I like to do, and it gives me. And I'm not looking for something back. And when I do that, I feel pretty good about myself. And
Yes.
I belong to the Lions Club where we do a lot of missionary and stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm very involved with that. And I was at church. I used to well, when I get healthier, I'm going to go back to ushering, but right now just greeting. I was at the Walmart, um,
Uh-huh.
and I just like doing things like that for other people to give them
Yes.
something. So I feel good
Yes.
about that.
Wonderful. Yes. Sister Rosie? Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Go
want to,
ahead.
can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I want to say it's my core. Ever since I resurrected from the dead when I was 47, when they gave me up, I was supposed to die. After that, I sprung into action, and it's a joy. I just want to tell you the very latest. I'm a community leader in my neighborhood, and I love it to death because I could love on everybody on my block, and I could be in everybody's business.
Yes. Okay, Miss Jones, I see your hand is raised.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I hope everyone
Hi.
is having a blessed day.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to just share. I'm part of a Queens PTSA, which is it's a community PTA that is
Okay.
national level, and it's for parents or guardians, and you don't need to be a parent. It's for anyone that wants to be still involved in education, still
Yeah.
involved in school, and be a resource to the schools that
Yes.
need the resources that you provide. And so I wanted to put that out there that anybody could join, and we're based in Springfield Gardens, Rose
Okay.
District 29 section. But and we always meet online, so it's not that you have to go anywhere to just come together and bring our resources together and have ideas. Like we're about to have a reflection program at PS 95. We partner with different schools, and then we have a game night that's coming up. So these are the things that I do, and I also facilitate my Bible study every Wednesday at 11 a.m. And in fact, the elder that handed me the rain is a
Yes.
is 100.
Woo.
She's
Okay.
100, and she comes on my Bible study and
Okay.
prays us in every Wednesday. And
Yes.
it was like, we can't do the Bible study without you praying, and so you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So, give her a purpose,
Yes.
and it's been working. So she's over 100. She was
Wonderful.
100 in December at 16th,
Yes.
and God willing, she'll see 101 this year. So
Wonderful.
these are the things that we need to just give it back our time,
Yes.
and do what the Lord wants us to do, because we are all our brother and sister's keepers.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I just want to say sometimes, the older generation, especially in today's society, they feel like they're being erased, like they have no purpose, they have no place within today's society. But the wisdom that you've curated, the knowledge that you have, is never useless, because without that knowledge and without that wisdom, if you keep moving forward with no regard for lessons of the past, then you're doomed to keep repeating those lessons. But it's your elders, right? It's your seniors who are the repositories of that knowledge and that wisdom and that information. And without them, if you don't listen to what they have to say, then you'll repeatedly go through the same thing over and over again. So I don't want, anyone to feel like their age should preclude them from being involved, from volunteering, from giving out their wisdom and their knowledge, because It's that important to us to move forward and not to move backwards. All right. Anybody
And
else?
I speak now.
Yes, go ahead, Sister Blackman.
All right, Sister Black. Volunteering is part of my life. I have to say. It started way back even before I got saved. But when I got saved, I volunteered in every place that there was a place open for me to minister, to volunteer in different places, different situations. Even when I came to America and I came to Bethel Gospel Tabernacle, the first station of volunteering was the prayer line and then the soup kitchen. And
Yes.
yeah, and not Sunday school there, but when I came to Far Rockaway, I still was on a prayer line cell volunteer. And not only for that, but there are different situations in Far Rockaway.
Training
I
skills needed
had,
to enhance
Yes.
the
I had
Oh,
volunteered in, right? It was
okay.
right with the even the event was the AIDS situation. I was a volunteer going to the people, ministering, and 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 I'm not enough volunteer in because I did not take the vaccination, but I'm still volunteering by praying for them and wherever
Yes.
I could, be a part of. But volunteer is,
Okay,
I
wonderful. Thank you.
is the part of
Thank
everybody's life.
you. Anyone else want to talk about their experience volunteering? Because we're here to encourage each other and to let those who don't know about volunteering and how it works and how you feel, let them know that this is something that they can do and how they can do it. So, like to Sister Blackman's point, she may not be able to physically volunteer her time, but she volunteers in her prayer and supplication for, the different things that are happening within the community. So there's other ways to volunteer if you are not physically able to do so. Anybody else want to jump in?
Yeah,
Go
thank you,
ahead.
Dr. Connie. That was a great
Yes.
presentation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Truly appreciate your presentation. And thank you for all the volunteers on the chat, on the platform that volunteer with Loom. Thank you for all that you do, all those that volunteer, wherever you volunteer. Thank you for serving our community well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Ms. Jones, you should connect with Aliyah, our MAC program coordinator. Maybe there are ways that we can support you and your team with workshop or things like that. So feel free to reach out if you front serving like young adults, or like between the ages of 15 and 24, we may be able to like support you with some things. Okay, that's about it. Thank you so much. I love volunteering. That's all I gotta say. That's my life.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And remember, if you're looking for an opportunity to volunteer, Relume's doors are always open, and we're willing and we're ready and able to accept what you will have for not only for us, but for the community, because that's what we're about. We're for the community. We serve the community in so many different areas. We have the MAC program that has been mentioned. We have the tutoring program that also has been mentioned. There's many, many different aspects that are available to you. So don't hide your skill set. Take that skill set, take that knowledge, take that information that you have and pass it along. Okay, and let's make a difference. Let's make a change in our community, a change that is lasting. And as that slide said, that a change that is generational. So thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. We're going to yield back the rest of your time, and be careful in this weather, all right? With the ice and the snow and just the cold weather in general. Don't overexert yourself, okay? And don't think that you can jump out there. I don't care what age you are. You could be 20 years old, you could be 15 years old. Don't jump out there in this frigid weather and think that you can just do whatever. All right? Use wisdom. Use wisdom. All right? Take care of yourself.
Yes.
If you have to shovel snow, do it in increments, or better yet, ask somebody if they can do it for you in increments. All right? Because we don't want anybody to hurt
There's
themselves.
damage, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great
Thank
evening,
you.
and we'll see you in 2 weeks on the second. I don't want to say 2 weeks, on the second and the fourth Mondays of the month, because
So
I don't know if
let me see what
next
date do I.
in 2 weeks.
I'll tell you in
I think
Yeah,
that's
the date.
February 13th.
February 13th. Okay,
Okay.
great, great.
I
And
think
we'll
so,
share
yeah.
information in between.
All right.
We have an event coming up February
February
20, I think it's
13th.
28th. So we'll share it again on February 13th. It's for young adults. We're gonna be doing it at our Faroe office. It's called Brushes and Bonds, which is a way to just connect people with like doing some kind of painting and just networking. So if
Maybe
you,
not the 13th, maybe earlier than the 13th, because the 14th is when you have that I still do event, a couples event, right?
yeah. No, it's the night. It's the night.
It's a night. The
Yeah, 'cause it's
second, the
Monday.
second.
You're
The
looking at a
night.
Friday. It's a night.
It's a night.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
a
okay,
night.
my
Okay.
apologies.
So
Yeah.
When
just
you
remember the second and the fourth Mondays of the month.
Mondays,
The
yes.
second and the fourth.
when you
Okay.
Mondays.
find out about your events,
Yeah.
Who
is it
said
on the
All
that?
right.
website? Miss
Huh?
Joan. Miss
Yeah, I
Joan.
don't know if they posted on the website yet because I was just fine tuning the flyer. So if you drop your email in the chat, I know we have your email, but there's so many people. If you drop your email, I can send the flyer specifically to you. You can put your email
All
in the
right.
chat or your yeah.
Okay.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
You
Enjoy the
too.
rest of your evening.
You too,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Penny.
Everyone, thank you, Willem
All
team.
righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Sorry, I missed it. I was late.
Oh,
I was late too.